So, welcome back to the channel. We're finally diving deep into the engineering of Football Manager 2026. We spent hours scouring the globe for 20 finishing and 20 pace, but how often do we actually look at how that wonderkid wants to play? Today we're talking about the game changers, the system shredders, and the silent killers, player traits, formerly known to the veterans as preferred moves or PPMs. These aren't just flavoured text. In FM26 these traits are more powerful and potentially more dangerous than ever. Now, a quick disclaimer before we begin. We're looking at what usually works, what usually fails, and how to spot the red flags based on the match ended logic. So if you want to know the difference between a £100 million flop and a Ballon d'Or winner, stay tuned. We're decoding the best and the worst player traits in Football Manager 2026. First up, let's talk about possession. In a game dominated by control and transition, how your player passes the ball is everything. Let's start with the best traits. Number 1, tries killer balls often. This is the holy grail for any playmaker. This trait instructs any player to prioritise a through ball over safe sideways passes. If you have, like in the previous games, a Mazzala, an advanced playmaker, or even a ball-playing centre-back with high vision and passing, you need this. It unlocks low blocks. Number 2, dictates tempo. This is only for the elite. This player decides when to slow the game down and when to unleash a break. Ideal for a D-line playmaker or a regista. Requires high mental stats, composure, decisions, anticipation. When it works, your team feels in complete control. And number 3, likes to switch ball to the other flank. Essential for wide systems. If you play with attacking wingbacks or inverted wingers, this trait allows your playmaker to bypass the congested midfield and exploit the isolated defender on the opposite wing. But whereas there is light, there is darkness. In the passing department, some traits are simply tactical suicide, and here are the worst. Number 1 is dwells on the ball. This is an absolute save killer. A player with this trait will often take an extra touch, look around and wait along the opposition's opponent to press forward and dispossess them in their own box. It destroys possession and kills counterattacks. Number 2, arrives late in the opponent's box. Wait, is this bad? Really? Well, it can be. While great for a central midfielder on attack, if your defensive midfielder has this, your defence is constantly exposed to counters. It needs strict tactical application. Number 3, stops play. Similar to dwelling on the ball, this trait stops the fluidity of your counterattacks. It's okay if you're managing a 1-0 lead, but if you need a goal, this player is effectively working for the other team. Football is a game of space. It's not just about the player on the ball, it's about where the other 10 are moving. Let's look at the best movement traits. First, moves into channels. For any striker or advanced midfielder, this is a must-have. It directs them to run into the gaps between the opposition centre-backs and full-backs. It splits defensive and creates chaos. Second, likes the round keeper. This is one of the most consistent ways to score one-on-ones in Football Manager. Players with high acceleration, dribbling and composure can turn a standard chance into a near-certain goal. And third, hugs touchline. If you need to stretch a back 5, this is how you get it. Natural winger or complete wing-back, this trait ensures they are always an option on the periphery, forcing the opposition to defend the entire width of the pitch. And the red flags in movement. Firstly, players with back to goal. Again, this is contextual. If you want a 6 or 5 target forward to hold the ball, great. If you have a diminutive 20 pace one-kid striker, this trait is wasting their entire skill set. They should be running at goal and not away from it. Second is stay back at all times. Unless this player is a no-nonsense centre-back, this is kind of annoying. In a modern tactic, you need fluidity. You need a box-to-box midfielder who can help with the attack. This trait makes your system rigid. And third, look for pass rather than attempt to score. This sounds polite, but on a striker, it's maddening. You don't want your number 9 passing sideways from 6 yards out. You want them to have the ego to shoot. Some players just want to entertain, and when they succeed, it's beautiful. But when they fail, we usually smash on monitors. But here are the best dribbling traits. Number 1 is runs with ball often. The defining trait of a true winger or an inside forward. You want your players with 18 dribbling and 18 flair to challenge their man. Isolating a defender and dribbling past them is often a catalyst for the entire goal. Number 2, knocks ball past opponent. This is a pure physical dominance. If you have a player with 20 acceleration and 20 pace, but average dribbling, this is better than running with the ball often. They don't need intricate skill, they just need a foot race. Number 3, plays 1-2s, the ultimate tiki-taka trait. Ideal for any midfield triangle. It keeps possession flowing rapidly and helps players play through a compact defence. So when does this magic turn into a nightmare? Firstly, running through running with the ball through centre. Unless you have Prime Messi, this is probably dangerous. Dribbling into the most congested area of the pitch usually leads to being crowded out and exposing your entire structure to a central counter. Secondly, avoid using weaker foot. This limits a player massively. A winger who can only go one way is predictable for any halfway decent defender. If you see this, training their weaker foot immediately becomes priority number one. Thirdly, is tries tricks. Similar to running with the ball, this is great if their flair is 20, but if a player with 10 flairs trying Rebecca crosses in the Champions League final, you're going to have a bad time. For finishing, placing shots is for your technically gifted strikers. This player will prioritise accuracy over power. It turns half chances into elegant goals. On the flip side, shoots with power is the Erling Haaland method. Ideal with a player with a high strength and average finishing. Sometimes you need to just overwhelm the keeper. In defence, dives into tackles is perfect for your aggressive centre-back, increasing the risk of fouls. Yeah, but counter-attacks, this is very good against a low-composure striker. It wins the ball cleanly and aggressively. Also, likes the ball played into feet is essential for the ball-playing defenders and your goalkeeper in a modern style. They won't panic and just hoof it. So, what about the catastrophic traps? In defence, just not dive into tackles. A passive defender is pretty much a useless defender in Football Manager. They'll literally shadow the attacker right into your 6-yard box. In attack, shoots from distance is the bane of my existence. A player with 8 long shots who constantly fires the ball into row Z from 35 yards, ignoring your unmarked strike in the box unless the long shot attribute is 16 or higher. Train this off them immediately. Also, watch out for defenders who refuse to play to the keeper. It completely breaks modern build-up play. This is the most crucial part of the video. Trains don't exist in a vacuum. The real power comes from when they connect. Imagine the ultimate counter-attacker. You combine moves into channels with knock balls past the opponent on a player with 19 pace. The striker splits the centre back and the playmaker hits the ball over the top. Your striker is all instantly 10 yards clear. Or the tiki-taka architect, you combine dictates tempo with plays 1-2s and tries killer balls often. Your players run into midfield, plays quick triangles, and then releases a lethal pass. So then, you've found a player with a terrible trait. What do? You train it off them. Training traits is the main way to shape your players tactically. But remember the personality trap. Players with high determination, work rate, and a positive personality are more likely to successfully learn or unlearn a trait. Fickle players will often fail, wasting your coach's time. Also consider physical limits. You cannot train legs around keeper on a player with 9 acceleration. They simply just aren't fast enough to make it work. There you have it. A deep dive into the best and the worst player traits on Football Manager 2026. Attributes give a player their ability, tactics give them their structure, but traits give them their soul. These are the difference between a functional system and a devastating one. Now it's your turn. Which trait do you always look for when scouting wonderkids, and which trait is a non-negotiable red flag that makes you click away? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this comprehensive guide, smash that like button and subscribe for all the FM26 content. I've been your host Finn, and I will see you on the touchline.